Rapid fire away when you're ready.
Kelvin, excuse me, you kind of just take us through the emotions there, just of coming back in regulation with some free throws there, and then just the big shots there to force the second overtime.
Yeah. I haven't really looked at the stat sheet. They were 17 for 30 from the free throw line, and we were they were a little bit better than we were tonight, honestly. Actually, 14-25. You know, it's a physical game. Both teams are know what it is they want to do to win the game. Our kids have a clear understanding of how it is we win. You know, November was a good teaching point for us because, you know, I thought we were good enough to beat Auburn. I thought we were good enough to beat Alabama. I don't think we're ready. I don't think we're in a position to beat them then. We had too much stuff we had to get better at. And this team has done that. I know the significance of winning here for anybody. You know, there's far better coaches than I am that haven't won here for different reasons. But to win the way we won in double overtime, I think it speaks to this program's culture, how tough our kids are, and our ability to hang in there. You know, there's not a point guard in the country I respect more than Juan Harris. He's just a winner, 12 assists, 1 turnover. But this young man here, you know, he's a rebound and assist away from a triple-double. He couldn't do that in November. He wasn't ready. He was deferring and almost apologizing for not passing the ball to somebody. But you know, their size is going to be a factor for whoever they play. But I thought we had one shot at winning this game. That was the first 7 or 8, 10 possessions out of halftime. I didn't put a time on it. I just put the possessions. I said, we've got to win. We've got to start winning battles. Don't worry about winning the game. There's battles within the game that you have to win. And like last Saturday, we were terrible the first half. We were down 12 to Central Florida. And then we came back. I think we're down 8 at halftime. I think we're down 7 tonight. But you know, once we get to halftime, you know, we always talk about adjustments. I don't know if I'm smart enough to make an adjustment, but I do know that we had to start winning some battles. And to do that, you've got to have some courage. And that starts with, you know, there's a 94-foot slab of rectangular wood we play on. What goes on outside that is not in our control, but there's so many times that does control, whether it's your play, whistles, whatever. It does affect it. But I thought our maturity showed tonight. We had some guys not play very good, but they played hard and they played tough. Sometimes that's enough.
Chris, you're on the line.
Kelvin, to force those 2 turnovers on inbounds, you know, each overtime, how often do you work on those situations, and what do you see on those?
Well, the biggest thing was putting JoJo on the ball. JoJo takes everything vertical away. So now the denies now come left and right. And, you know, JoJo's one like a big old bull that's snorting at you and stomping his hooves and whipping his tail around. I mean, he's a factor. And then from there, you know, it's you can tell there's some kids that, you know, it's like a quarterback. When the defensive ends get on top of him, he stops looking at his receivers and starts looking at the defensive players. And that's and it makes your press a little bit better. But you know, I took Emmanuel out, who's, you know, probably been our best 3-point shooter this year, but he hasn't practiced all week. Last time I saw him was I think Central Florida game. What night did we play Utah?
Wednesday.
Yeah, he got hurt practice on Monday, right? Yeah, so I hadn't seen, he didn't do anything until today. But I put Malik in for that reason, because Malik's athletically can deny the perimeter, at least a left and right pass. JoJo takes away the pass over the top. So then for us, it just comes down to, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it didn't. Tonight it did.
Kelvin, Malik Wilson's been a guy that, you know, a few years ago, he's redshirting for you and played for a while. What for him to have this moment, what did you think of him and that shot?
You know, I was getting on Malik after the Utah game. I think he was 2 for 11. But you know what, CJ, there's nobody that works on this game more than Malik. And he knows that, you know, he had a couple nice dunks, but he missed all 9 of his shots. And when we went on the road last year at Cincinnati, he's the one that banged the big jumpers. He's done that before. This wasn't a one-off for him. He's a big shot maker, and he's a big shot taker, and he's quiet, and he's humble, and he's the kind of kid you want your daughter to hang out with. That's the kind of young man he is. I would say that probably about every one of our kids. We have really great young men. But at the time when we needed him, the first half, he stepped up, just like the Ryland Griffin kid for Kansas. They really needed him tonight. I mean, he made some huge threes. But you know, we had a bell cow. We kept going to him, and Juan has a unique way of scoring over bigger players. He's just unique that way. And this, you know, getting to his left hand, we ran 3 or 4 different actions just to move him around. You know, Juan's not a great low post scorer unless he's against someone his size or shorter. But when we play against, you know, 7-foot kids or 6'11" kids, we always try to get him downhill facing the basket where he can get to his left hand in space. And then he can pass. He kicked one out to Milos for a big 3 tonight. But he's, Juan's greatest strength is he has a really, really high basketball IQ. I mean, a really high basketball IQ. So being able to find something that was working and staying with it was big for us.
Juan, how big was that basket? Like, what were you seeing out there when you kept getting into the elbow and attacking?
Just trusting my work. Especially knowing that they play drop coverage. You know, we felt like that's something we could attack. And we just kept rolling with it. You know, I just got confident in my shot, shooting it. And coach said even if you miss, it's a good shot. I mean, I took 21 shots. And coach would have probably told me shoot 10 more. And that's just the confidence, you know, that the team and the coaches having me to make the right play.
Kelvin, you mentioned Ryland Griffin, but Ford Badunga, their freshman forward, just what were your impressions?
I can't hear you.
Ford Badunga, their freshman forward,
Cool.
what were your
Yeah.
impressions of him?
Yeah, he's a monster, isn't he? You know, he's really good. Tough. You know, I was impressed watching him on film. You know, I'd seen him in AAU events a lot. Some of the kids that we recruited this year played on the Adidas circuit with him. So I saw him play a lot, and I think it was one of those games. I think it was College Station O'Brien, wherever that Adidas tournament was in Texas. And somebody said, I said, who is that kid? And they said, well, he's going to Kansas. And I went, of course he is. He's and I don't know him, never spoke to him a day before him, but you can tell he's a great kid. He just looks like it, doesn't he? You know, humble, does the right thing, you know, and having a guy that can make him better with Hunter and DeJuan, that's why they're that's why they're so hard to guard. You know, our defense got us back in it, and then probably the first time all year we kept having to change things up. You know, we don't do a lot of mixing defenses up, but we do mix our coverages up. Just trying to find something. But Griffin screwed us up a couple times. We had Badunga covered, but Hunter's such a good passer. He swung it to Griffin. He made a couple big threes, but it never shook us. You know, I think our kids realized that once we were down 38-31, and then from there, I think we went up. I don't remember what our lead was until we started missing all those free throws. But I think what was our biggest lead there in the 40s? We're 8 maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Once we got 8, you know, just keeping their heads up. You know, nobody shoots. If a kid's not a very good free throw shooter, there's nobody that practices more than guys that aren't good free throw shooters. You know, they do. And but sometimes the more they practice, you know, they get in the game and they miss a couple and they revert back to who they were instead of who they are. And I think that happened with Juan tonight, but he recovered. Now this is what I couldn't figure out, how he was missing free throws. He makes 93%. We track our free throw shooting every day. What did you shoot yesterday? 93%? Or the day before? So, but he made big ones when they counted. The other thing was we played 50 minutes tonight, right? And we only had 5 turnovers. You know, when you're not playing against yourself. I thought we could beat Kansas, but I didn't think we could beat Kansas and us. So being able to take care of the ball and not turn it over, I thought was a big part. The other thing is making free throws. Well, we didn't do that, but we kind of crossed each other out there.
Coach, Milos, Juwan, thank you for your time.
All right.